Port Charles is bracing itself for one of the most explosive Fridays of the summer. Betrayals are unearthed, truths are weaponized, and wounds, some old, some heartbreakingly fresh, bleed into new wars. At the heart of it all, Tracy Quartermain's chilling discovery, Dante Falconeri's righteous fury, and Trina Robinson's fearless stand against Kai, the man who's turned her world upside down. Let's unravel every shocking beat of this highly anticipated episode, where secrets spark flames no one in Port Charles will escape. Early Friday morning at the Quartermain mansion, tension hangs thick in the air. Tracy Quartermain, ever the family's steely-eyed matriarch, pores over a confidential file slipped to her by an old contact from her corporate days. It began innocently, a routine audit of Yelku's European subsidiaries. But what Tracy found made her blood run cold. Suspicious transfers tied not only to a shadow company, but also traced back, shockingly, to the hospital itself. The signature on the documents? Brook Lynn's. Brook Lynn, already tangled in personal struggles and new motherhood, is nowhere near the ruthless schemer Tracy once was. Yet the evidence is damning. As the morning sun hits the rose garden, Tracy paces the veranda, phone in hand. Her gut tells her Brook Lynn has been set up, but the stakes are too high. The Quartermain fortune and the hospital's integrity are at risk. "I'm calling a family meeting," Tracy mutters, her voice shaking more from fear than anger. If Brook Lynn is in this deep, it's time to face the music, before someone else pays the price. But Tracy's call for family unity won't go smoothly. What she's about to reveal will rock the mansion, spark rage in Dante, and put Brook Lynn in the eye of a hurricane. Later that afternoon, Dante Falconeri storms into the Quartermain living room, summoned by Tracy's urgent call. The detective in him has been piecing together troubling signs for weeks: missing funds, Brook Lynn's evasive answers, and whispers from contacts at the PCPD. When Tracy shows Dante the documents, his world narrows to one devastating truth: the woman he loves, the mother of his child, might have betrayed them all. Brook Lynn, flanked by Lois and Ned, trembles as Dante confronts her. His eyes burn, not just with anger, but heartbreak. "Tell me this isn't true," Dante demands, his voice breaking. "Tell me you didn't help launder money through the hospital, through Yelku." Tears spill down Brook Lynn's cheeks as she pleads her innocence. "Dante, I swear to you, I don't even know what this is. Someone's framing me." But Dante, still haunted by past betrayals, struggles to see beyond the evidence. His loyalty to family and the law clash violently with his love for Brook Lynn. "You expect me to risk everything, my badge, our son, on your word, when all the proof says otherwise," he spits, pacing furiously. Ned tries to intervene, but Dante cuts him off. "If you're lying to me, Brook Lynn, I will find out. And God help the person who put you up to this if you're telling the truth." His words hang in the air, sharp as broken glass. Brook Lynn sobs uncontrollably, her world collapsing. But deep inside, resolve flickers. If someone framed her, she'll find out who and why. And if Dante has to choose between her and justice, the Quartermain heir knows this war is only just beginning. As the Quartermains grapple with corporate disaster, across town at the gallery, Trina Robinson faces her own reckoning. Kai has charmed Port Charles, won allies, and even captured Trina's heart, but shadows have always clung to his past. Now, after weeks of suspicious absences and half-truths, Trina has discovered his secret. Kai isn't just another ambitious artist. He's been working with a rival gallery owner to sabotage the Jerome Gallery and tank its value, while romancing Trina to get closer to her family's stake. The revelation hits Trina like a gut punch. Hurt, fury, and betrayal swirl as she prepares to confront him. When Kai walks into the gallery, his easy smile dies the moment he sees her expression. "What's wrong?" he asks, stepping closer. Trina doesn't flinch. Her voice is cold steel. Don't you dare act like you don't know. I know what you've been doing behind my back, Kai." His mask cracks. "Trina, listen." "Don't," she explodes, her voice echoing through the gallery. "I believed in you. I defended you to my friends, my family. And the whole time you were setting me up. Using me. Kai tries to spin lies, but Trina's eyes blaze with truth. I read the emails. I saw the transfer to your offshore account. You were going to destroy everything my mother built, everything I built, just for money. For a heartbeat, Kai's bravado slips. Trina, it wasn't just about the money, he whispers. I never meant to fall for you. You don't get to say that. Trina snaps, tears streaking her face. You turned the best thing in my life into a lie. Get out. Get out of my gallery. Get out of my life. And if you ever come near me again, I'll bury you in court and in this town's memory. Kai stares at her, knowing the game is over. Without another word, he leaves, shoulders hunched, plans in ruins. As the door slams behind him, Trina collapses into a chair, shaking. Her heartbreak is raw, but her resolve hardens. Kai won't ruin what she loves. And if he tries, she'll be ready. While Brook pleads her innocence and Trina banishes Kai, questions swirl through Port Charles. Who benefits from all this chaos? At the docks, a mysterious figure watches from the shadows, phone pressed to his ear. It's done, he says, voice low and clipped. Brook is on the brink. Kai's out. Everything's falling into place. The listener on the other end of the call, a powerful but as yet unseen player, responds only with a satisfied hum. Good. Port Charles won't know what hit them next. The man ends the call and slips away into the mist. His true motives? Still a mystery. But the first dominoes have fallen. And Friday's revelations are just the prologue to something far bigger. Friday's drama is the eruption of tensions built over weeks. Tracy's investigation began innocently, but she soon sensed the pattern was too perfect, too neatly tied to Brook accounts. Dante's suspicions grew when a confidential informant hinted that someone close to him was laundering money through hospital contracts. Trina's confrontation with Kai was months in the making. Late-night phone calls he wouldn't explain, art shipments that vanished, whispers from Ava that Kai might have ulterior motives. Every thread, once isolated, now weaves together into a tapestry of betrayal and manipulation. The puppet master's endgame remains hidden, but the damage is done. By evening, the Quartermain mansion feels like a war zone. Brook, still sobbing, tries to reach Dante, but his phone goes to voicemail. In desperation, she texts, "Please, you have to believe me. I didn't do this." At the PCPD, Dante stares at the message, jaw tight. Love wars with duty, but betrayal stings too deep. Lois hugs her daughter, whispering, "We'll fix this. We're Quartermains. We fight back." Across town, Trina locks up the gallery alone. The silence is deafening, the place suddenly foreign. Her dreams of building something lasting with Kai lie in ashes. Yet in her heart, anger burns hotter than grief. "You messed with the wrong woman," she whispers into the quiet. As Port Charles turns out its lights, danger stirs in the darkness. The man from the docks meets with another shadowy figure at the pier. "Phase 2, the newcomer asks. "Yes," the man says. "Now we go after the real target. And if Dante interferes? We'll handle him," comes the chilling reply. Unbeknownst to Dante, Brook, and Trina, Friday's shocks were just the start. The enemy isn't finished. In fact, they've only begun. At GH, Epiphany and Portia whisper about the fallout. These fake contracts tied to Brook could ruin the hospital's reputation, Epiphany warns. Portia sighs, worried for Trina. And my daughter's caught up in the middle of it. I should have listened when she said something felt off about Kai. Nearby, Finn and Liz trade glances. They sense a bigger storm brewing, one that could engulf more than just the Quartermains and Robinsons. Late Friday night, Dante sits alone on the steps outside the mansion, staring at the ring he once thought he'd give Brook. In his mind, her tear-streaked face plays over and over. What if she's innocent? But his cop's instincts scream otherwise. At the same time, Brook lies awake in her childhood bedroom, replaying every moment with Dante. "Please, God," she whispers, "don't let me lose him." The gulf between them has never felt wider. In her loft, Trina wipes away her tears, determination shining through heartbreak. She calls Ava. "I want to press charges," she says. "And I want to expose what Kai did to the whole city." Ava's voice is calm, but proud.
Good.
He came for the wrong gallery and the wrong woman. Together, they plan to make sure Kai and whoever backed him can never hurt them again. Kai, cut off and exposed, makes a desperate call to the same man on the docks. "You promised I wouldn't get burned," Kai hisses. "You failed," the man replies coldly. "If you want redemption, there's one last thing you can do." Kai listens, sweat beading on his forehead. The plan is dangerous, maybe fatal, but it's his only chance to salvage what's left of his life. At dawn, Tracy gathers the family again. "I don't know who's behind this," she says, voice fierce. "But I swear to you, I will protect this family. And Lynn, if you're innocent, will prove it." Lynn nods, strength returning to her gaze. "I won't let them destroy us, Grandma. Whoever did this, they're going to regret it." Ned, Lois, and even Olivia join hands. The Quartermaines have faced countless enemies, but this time, the threat feels different. Colder, smarter, and it knows exactly where to strike. As Friday fades into Saturday, Port Charles lies restless. Tracy, Dante, Brook, Lynn, and Trina each stand on a cliff's edge, staring into an abyss of uncertainty. Friendships may shatter. Love might not survive. But the truth, if they can find it, could save them all. Or destroy them completely. And somewhere in the darkness, the unseen enemy smiles, watching as the first cracks split open in the city's strongest hearts. Will Dante's love for Lynn overpower his loyalty to the law? Can Trina turn heartbreak into justice and expose the mastermind? And what does Tracy's alarm truly mean for the Quartermaine Empire? Friday, July 11th on General Hospital promises heartbreak, fury, and courage, and the birth of a new war that will redefine Port Charles.
Stay tuned.
The next chapter is only beginning.